I'm Carcina. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. To go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Oh man, it's always a fool. I blame the younger generation, those who were born in the 2000s. Let me explain to you a little bit of something that's prominent in society in today's analogy of how we handle business and what we do out here. Now, for the past week, all the Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron conversations, they've tied this guy LeBron. If he's so great, why you got to tie him to other people? They never tied Michael Jordan to anybody. When his career first started, they trying to say, oh, we got another Dr. J. As that went on through his career, he wasn't tied to anyone. Okay? When Kobe was doing his thing, they kept tying him to Jordan. No matter how great he was, they tied him to Jordan until he was Kobe. He was the Black Mamba. He stood on his own. Then when he retired, now they want to tie him to Michael Jordan. Who was the best, Kobe or Jordan? But when he was playing, when he was the Black Mamba, there wasn't no comparisons there. So now, this LeBron James, throughout his career, they've tied him to Michael Jordan to market him because he's not marketable. And what I mean by that is his game. At first, it was transition basketball, slam dunks, all of that. But his basketball game now has become sloppy. And just now it's more telling of his lack of skill, lack of footwork, lack of preparation for the game itself, and more spent on him putting his body in shape to look like he could do those things. And to keep him relevant, we have to tie him to legends of the game who are not playing anymore. Kobe Bryant is no longer here. He wouldn't even care for the conversation. He wouldn't care what they were talking about online. He just don't care. Kobe was in his own world, in his own thing. When he left basketball, he left it. His motivation and energy was coaching his daughters. He was more focused on that than the NBA. The NBA, he didn't want to go to a game. His daughter wanted to go, so he's like, all right, well, I'll make a call and see if we can get some tickets and go to a game. Other than that, he had no motivation to do that. So all this week, I don't know what possessed Gilbert Arenas to try to go after Kobe Bryant, who he claims he's a big Kobe fan. I don't know. But he put LeBron and Kobe into this whole debate thing again. It's like, what are we debating? There are two different type of athletes. One is a winner. One is the real, genuine article. The other one is manufactured. That's what you got. You saw it in USA basketball. You saw what you needed to see. You saw what's real and you saw what's manufactured. So that conversation went left when Scap Attack came out and started hitting them with stats and numbers and what happened in this series and that series and all of this to prove a point. When to me, the point has already been proven that there's nothing he could do. He would never catch Kobe Bryant in anything. But that conversation is now over. Now they want to say LeBron and Anthony Davis versus Kobe and Shaq. If LeBron and AD were in their prime, like the same age as Kobe and Shaq, how many championships would they win? I'm like, is everybody bumping their heads around here? In what comparison do you want to do this? You want to use today's rules. You want to use yesteryear's rules. What rules you want to play by? You want to take you get 3 steps to the basket? Do you want to play that you can push off with your, your hand or your arm? You want to play those games? Any rules that you want to play by, you will never beat Kobe and Shaq. Yeah, y'all might gotta get along on the court better than Kobe and Shaq. Or off the court, rather, but on the basketball court, no. Who's gonna guard Kobe Bryant? At any age, who's gonna guard Kobe? And then, on top of that, who's gonna guard Shaq? Anthony Davis? This guy is getting dominated by like 6'7" centers in your game today. And you're going to tell me you're going to bring Anthony Davis to this conversation and tell me he's going to be able to do something with Shaq in his prime. Hell, I'll take Boston Celtics Shaq. Give me Boston Celtics Shaq. I'm still taking him over AD because he wouldn't be able to guard him. You see what I'm saying about illusions? So under what capacity? As a unit, they went to 4 NBA finals. They won 3 in a row. So they pulled off a trilogy. Y'all got some bootleg championship in a pandemic where the country was locked down. No basketball for 4 months, longer than any off season they probably had. And then you come from that to we're gonna play ball. When people were just sitting on their couch, stuck in their house. And you want them to go out in the world and play basketball in one facility. And say that's the same as the NBA championship? No, it's harder to win the bubble because of all that was going on. So the Lakers had a harder road. Come on, man. Wake up. The Lakers were the only team allowed to practice together while everybody else is sitting around isolated from each other. They didn't practice till they got to that bubble. Half of the players didn't even want to be there. They didn't care about this thing. So to try to make it look like everybody wanted to be there, no, they did not. This wasn't the same thing. The NBA should be ashamed of themselves for putting it on, but hell, they needed the money. Because the pandemic showed the whole world how broke they really are. The NBA was living off credit, and they still living off credit. They can't afford to have a lockout, ever. They can't afford to miss a season. All that sponsorship money going down the drain? No way in hell. Well, you got to look at it. If you start talking about NBA Finals, right? The ratings and all of those things, Kobe Bryant's games without Shaquille on it, the ratings were up. Now let's go look at the numbers, right? This is the ratings, ladies and gentlemen, for the NBA Finals. As you can see, when Jordan and the Bulls came back and played Seattle, the ratings was like, oh, okay, they're good. They better than what they was in 95. But look, they were at 14. Rockets and Knicks was doing 12s, and the game 5, the OJ Chase did like 7. It was terrible. So 11s, 17s is pretty low for them. Bulls and Suns doing 20, 19. The ratings was getting, pretty much up there. Bulls, Lakers, 19. This was about the highest in the height for them at that time. Pistons and Blazers did 11, 10, 13, 13. So, it was about right off where they needed to. The Lakers in Detroit, we had 14, 15s, 17, which was unheard of for the Pistons game. All 7 games here. We did a 21 for game 7 after Isaiah's incredible game 6. 6-1. The Pistons went to straight finals, won 2 out of 3. And then the Bulls started taking over. So let's stay here, right? As I want you to see these numbers as they go up. So as you can see, Bulls, Suns, the numbers are going upwards, right? It's got an uptick until Jordan leaves. Then it goes back down to its basic 4s and 5s. Jordan comes back in 96, and the Bulls take all the numbers up. 16s, 18s, 17s. The 96 Bulls was a marketing, Dennis Rodman, everything. They became rock stars. The next year, they played the Jazz. All NBA records. Bulls and Jazz. Karl Malone, Michael Jordan, Stockton. Oh, you got white people on the court now. You got all the people you wanted and going against the Bulls. All record numbers. 30 million, 26, 20, 22, 24. So they ran that back. We want to run that again. Bulls, Jazz again. Same results. But viewership up even higher. 26, 26, 25, 28, 30 million, 35 million. These are record numbers to this day. No one has ever topped these numbers. These numbers since 1998 when Jordan hit that shot, 35 million. Hadn't been topped. Jordan leaves the game. Numbers drop. But now they're in the 16s and 15s now. Everything is up. Indiana and the Lakers. Kobe and Shaq. First time the numbers go back up to 22 million. Lakers and Sixers. 18, 18, 20, 19, 17. Right? New Jersey. All these numbers was considered bad by their new standards. But they're 16, 16, 14, 15. Swept. They've won 3 championships in a row. See what the Pacers numbers were. So you see where they where they were going towards. Then the Spurs came and the numbers dropped against the Nets. Then came the Pistons and Lakers. Pistons and Lakers did great. Kobe and Shaq, the last time they ever played together. 15, 16, 16 again, another 20, 21, 220 million viewed games. Hadn't seen that since Jordan and Utah. Once again, right? Making it happen. Now, let's get to something else. Pistons and Spurs, right? 19, last game. Tens. Nobody was really interested in this series. It was one of the worst viewed series until the last game. Heat and Mavericks, right? They got Shaq and D-Wade in there. They do 11s, 12s. Nobody was really interested. 15. And this was a transition because this was the first year that these transitions started after the Nets series. After the Lakers swept and won the three-peat, they started with ABC. And ABC, the new darlings, were the San Antonio Spurs, not the Lakers. So when the Lakers came in and they lost 4-1 to the Pistons and they were done with the Kobe and Shaq, the Spurs won. And then here with ABC running the show, the ratings were down. And enter LeBron James NBA championship run. With Dirk and Shaq and D-Wade, they were doing 11s. The Spurs swept the Cavs. Not one of these games touched 10 million. It was one of the lowest rated games in modern day history for a finals. They don't even replay this game. Like nobody was watching this. That's a shame. Not one game with the great LeBron James, who came in 2003, was in the finals in 2007, and that is what the results look like for their king that they want to anoint. Then comes Celtics, Lakers. Kobe, without Shaq, 13, 14, 13, 17, 16. Look at those numbers. Now y'all gonna say, well, that's because of Boston. Okay, next year, the Orlando Magic. The year that LeBron was supposed to be there, but he didn't make it. 13 million. Game 1 last year, they did 13.38. 14 million game 2. That year, they did 13.50. 14.20 in game 3. Game 3, they did 14.5. 15 million the next game for game 4 right here. Their game 4 was only 13 million. Now, game 5, 17 million. Their game 4 or 5 was 14 million. Because less people watched that because they knew it was over. They knew it was over. It wasn't a close series. Then they did 16 million in another game because they played one extra game. But you can see there's not a big drop off from this series to the next. Then comes the rematch. 14, 15, everything's up now. 15, 16, 18, 17, 28. So Kobe's last championships and last finals he's ever appeared in as an NBA basketball player, period, was in 2010 and he had 28 million people watching against the Celtics. Last year, the numbers were up for Dallas and Miami in 2011. 23 million, 18. They were vibing off this Miami Heat. 18, biggest numbers for LeBron. Watching them lose, by the way. Right, but this is about ratings. Next year, Heat and Thunder, as the Heat becomes the agenda, right? 16 million, 16, 15, 17, 18. Decent numbers. Then here it is, Heat and Spurs, right? 14, 14, 14, 16, D-Wade, Bosh, LeBron, 16, 20, 26. So the big three, as you can see here, as they got whooped, all the numbers are dropping. As they were smoked. No 20 million game. Here they were on fire. Because the games were close. Now, Warriors and Cavs. Steph Curry is now the new face of the NBA. He's the new phenom, and he's burning up everything. 17 million, 19, 18, 19, 20, and 23. Next year, it goes 7 games. You got 3 games over 20 million. This one did 19 for game 1. Everybody was so excited to see what was going to happen this year with the Cavs and Golden State Warriors. Best series they've had, the number-wise, in this new era of theirs. Again, Steph Curry numbers. Ultimate MVP, a unanimous MVP. Then it comes to 2017 when Kevin Durant gets here. 18, 19, 20, 19, and a 24. Then they run it back again. And now the numbers are 17, 18, 17, 16. Why are they going down? Because people are tired of seeing the Warriors beat up on an old broken down LeBron James. He can't beat them. They won 1 game and 2 finals, but you got nobody from the East that you can send because you haven't been sponsoring your league. So people were tuned out. And now the Warriors play the Raptors 13 million, 13-8, 13-5, 12-7, 18 million, and another 18 million. But the numbers were down. And even though the Raptors won, you sent the Warriors 5 straight times to the NBA Finals. So now people are kind of burnt out. And now here it is, Lakers and Heat. In this bubble thing. Record low numbers. Do we hold that against LeBron, or do we hold that to people not interested in watching it? Now, the next year, numbers are still low because some people were locked out, still kind of reeling off of the COVID thing. And the ratings were 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 12. Then they started to pick up. Warriors and Celtics, right? Because the Warriors are the closest thing they got to the new Lakers. So you got 11-9, 11-9. Numbers are picking up. Going back up. Then we put the Nuggets in there with the Heat in 2023. 11s all across the board. Streaming has come in, and that was that. Well, they only had counted 2 games of the Warriors and Dallas. But you can see, outside of the success of basically being the big three, LeBron, with all the marketing they put into him, a lot more than they put into Kobe Bryant, that was it. He was done. Nothing more, nothing less. So you can see that under Kobe's watch, which means that this was Kobe's time, when Jordan left, it came the Kobe League. Kobe and Shaq and that whole era, you saw they brought the numbers back up under Kobe's watch, right? The numbers were back in the high numbers. He brought the ratings back. The Lakers and Sixers, and the Celtics rivalry was back. So people had missed that. You know, when Kobe and Shaq were together, they never won a championship against the Celtics. They won 3, but they weren't playing the Celtics. When Kobe went up against the Celtics, Shaq wasn't there. But you got to beat Boston to matter to LA. You got to beat the Celtics. Got to. Kobe's career would not, that last championship meant something more than you would ever imagine, because he knows, I got to beat the Celtics. I'm not going to beat them with Trevor Ariza. I'm going to need a dog down there with me. I'm going to need Ron Artest. We had Bynum this time. We going to get physical with them to help out with Powell. And Powell, you got to be okay with the physicality. And I'm going to hit you every day. Viewership, I'm hitting you. All y'all got to get ready for what Boston finna bring, because it's going to be physical. They going to come after you. They going to try to gang up on you. They know it ain't going to work on me, but they can break y'all, and we'll lose. So it became a narrative where this was it. If there was ever a series to watch, that's when I can go back and watch. That's greatness. And you saw all of the numbers start to go up. And then under Steph Curry, you saw the numbers go up. And under LeBron James, we saw them plummet as he refuses to let go of the damn light. He wants to hold on to it. No matter who's got the light, he refuses to let it go and let there be another. And that's why the league is stagnant, it's falling off, and it's all him, his ego. And the NBA don't know how to check it, so they're just like, well, we're going to keep riding this wave until it's just done. Then what's it going to do for your league when LeBron leaves? Now you got to try to reintroduce people saying, hey, well, we got him. Look at all the guys we got now. They be like, we don't care about them. We only care about LeBron. That's all you showed us. They don't know how to care about nothing else. You haven't taught them. So all this attaching, all of this Anthony Davis, LeBron, and all that, you're hurting your league by doing that. You're telling us how great those two aren't in comparison to the real greatness that's out there on the floor, which is that we've seen with Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal as a tandem. So, no, they would get wiped out in any capacity as a better teams, better anything. LeBron has never had a team that could even contend with Shaq and Kobe. Come on, at any prime, they'd be done. So, no, AD is his partner, and he chose that. Two beta males against two alpha crazy men. No, sorry, no, they wouldn't lose. Try another one, man. I mean, for real. Might as well grab the Miami Big Three or something. You know, y'all better off doing that than trying this angle. This angle is retarded. I don't even know why y'all even went this route. It just made it worse. Like, what, they gonna play a 2-on-2? If they had played a 2-on-2, Kobe would have beat them by himself. Neither one of those guys could defend. Throw it low to Shaq, game over. AD on Shaq, really? Come on. You know, this is why. That's what I mean, man. The internet, and y'all play this 2K, and I got played with Kobe and Shaq, man, and they weren't doing nothing like I can do with LeBron and AD. I'm like, man, if only AD had the heart his internet compadre has on the video games, those little digital dots. Got more heart than he do as far as going in the paint, being physical with guys. And Shaq would have had that boy icing down every night. Nah, he too brittle. That boy is brittle water. So try again. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bust Life. Hey, I want to see y'all on the Patreon because I know it's on fire, but we ain't even done. We ain't through scraping the surface. We finna really get to it now. I'm on one. So shouts out to Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Welcome to HDII TV, Armando Black TV, The Star Report doing his thing out there. And I'm out.